You're listening to the sounds of jazz saxophonist Jimmy Greene, who was standing right behind President Obama last week when the president announced his executive action on guns. Greene lost his little daughter, Anna, in the 2012 school shooting in Newtown, Connecticut. His latest album is inspired by her. It's nominated for 2 Grammys. We went to Newtown to speak with Jimmy and his wife, Nelba. I've been listening to the album ever since you gave it to me. And I have to tell you, Jimmy, it was hard for me to listen to. I can't imagine what that process was like for you.
You know, music is like a language. For me, it's the language that kicks in when words don't suffice. So the process of making the music, it was fraught with tears and a lot of pain, but it was a necessary expression, just like talking is a necessary expression.
2 years after his daughter Anna was killed in the school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School, saxophonist Jimmy Greene released Beautiful Life. This is his first album since the tragedy.
I would find him in Anna's room, locked in, either practicing or looking at music or writing music in tears. So I didn't know what he was doing, but I knew he was doing something. They say after a trauma, there's 3 normal responses, you know, fight, flight, or freeze. And I think what Jimmy did is he showed, and he is showing people that there's another way, and that's create.
It's nominated for a Grammy, which is huge. 2 Grammys, thank you very much. But then when you think about the subject matter of how it came to be, are you conflicted about that?
I'm just honored. It's a humongous honor. It's the biggest honor you get in the music industry. Of course, you know, at my core, I wish I never had to make an album like this. I wish my little girl were here.
You have a song, Seventh Candle, which is upbeat to me. That's one of the upbeat ones.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, the 7th candle is the candle I never got to put on Anna's cake because she was killed when she was 6. 6 and a half, she'd tell you. She always wanted you to remember the half.
Half, so it's very important at that age, yes.
So 7th Candle was written around the time of her 7th birthday in 2013. And, you know, I played it specifically on soprano saxophone because that's the closest range to her voice.
This recording of Anna with her brother Isaiah is featured on the first track of the album. Greene also used a children's choir made up of Anna and Isaiah's friends from when the family lived in Canada.
So it was this choir of kids that all knew Anna. So it was really, really powerful. It's hard to be in the room when they were recording just because a lot of Anna's friends, this was the first time we had seen them since she was killed. They had gotten bigger, you know? They looked at us. It was painful, absolutely. But the music that poured out of them was just really, really special.
How long before you were able to smile or laugh after Anna died?
Well, Jimmy's a creator and I'm more a fighter. So I went right into fight mode. I went to Washington, I did some lobbying. So I wasn't able to smile, but I went right to fight, which I think was hard because one of the things that people don't like to talk about is how hard grief is on the marital unit. But we were able to bring our strengths together that will leave a legacy, hopefully, for many generations to come, and for our son, because he needs an example of how you respond to tragedy. And he's a beautiful kid who still deserves us.
You know, you talked about the strain that it takes on a marriage. You 2 have been together a long time.
Jimmy and I have known each other since we were 15, been together since we were 17.
You went to the prom together?
Went to the prom together. We have so much history.
And why didn't this split the marriage apart as it has with many people who have suffered the loss of a child?
God, our faith, our community of people around us who are, you know, they're not the ones that go out in the paper and say, you know, we help the Sandy Hook families. They're the ones who are there quietly every day, leaving meals to this day.
And let's talk about the community. You know, sometimes people say, I'm not going to stay in that community, and I'm certainly not going to stay in the house. You 2 have made the decision to do both. Why?
That's Anna's house. That's Anna's house. We ain't going nowhere.
We had only lived in Sandy Hook for 4 months when Anna was killed. It wasn't that we moved here because we had to, we chose to move here. We didn't make the bad decision here. We made a good decision. Other people made horrible decisions, but we made good decisions. This is a good place.
You know, some of the families have since had another baby since this tragedy. Have you all made a conscious decision to say, we're not going to have any more children?
You know, we've talked
Or
to
have you talked
Isaiah.
about it?
We've talked to Isaiah about it, and we've talked to each other about it. And we've said, you know, do we want another child or do we want another Anna? And it always comes back to, and Isaiah says this too, I just want Anna.
I just want another Anna. That's what
Yeah.
he'll say. She was a little girl that felt a lot of love, so it was not uncommon to come home to a note from Anna on our pillow, on the counter. As a matter of fact, one of the most memorable things, and one of the things that has allowed us, I think, to live this far is the day that she said to us, don't let them suck your fun circuits dry, Mom, when we were having a hard day.
Yeah.
So we remember the notes of love, the words of encouragement, and she did have a very special way about her.
Had a way about her.
You know what music does? It really does speak to you. You can feel it here. But I have to say something about Anna's Way in particular. Did you write the lyrics?
I did.
You wrote the lyrics. She danced and sang and laughed. Well, you should read it. Do you remember that part? She danced and sang?
She danced and sang and laughed and lived a life full of joyful memories. Anna had a way about her.
I like that couple so much. My heart really hurts. You know, you spend time with him and you can feel how much they love their daughter. But I said to her, to Nelba, you don't want him to be called a monster. And she said, no, I don't, because if you do that, then that demonizes him. And this Adam Lanza needed help. She said, I've dedicated my life to making sure that we can spot other Adam Lanzas out there. Your heart aches for them, but they're doing okay.
Yeah,
they're doing
they're
right,
a
but
lovely
it's tough.
family. They're a
Beautiful
lovely family.
interview. Beautiful interview.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back.